everybody. Today I decided that I was going to tell you guys a story, and I'm gonna start doing various vlogs, and I'm gonna start telling you all these crazy stories that happened in my life, because trust me, there's a lot of them. And the first one I'm going to tell you about is the first time I really had an intimate moment, and with one of my first girlfriends. So this is what happened. All through elementary school, I was kind of a chubby little kid, you know, not many girls were into me, but you know, I was fine with that, you know, because I knew one day when I'm older, I'll get some kind of girlfriend and it'll be fine. So then, you know, so I didn't really pay attention to that. I was more like into video games, Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that. But all through elementary school, there's this one girl, and to keep her, you know, I don't want to throw her out there like that. So let's just call this girl Melinda. Melinda decided that you know, she liked me, and me, I wasn't really into her. She was kind of, in my opinion, I thought she was kind of annoying and crazy. But anyways, you know, so nothing happened between us in elementary school. But when middle school came along, you know, I got taller, lost a little bit of weight. I was looking good, and you know, I felt better about myself. And this girl, you know, she still liked me. She started flirting with me again. We started talking, and we, you know, long story short, we hook up. We're boyfriend and girlfriend for a while. So then, during summer break, she decides to go live with her grandparents. I mean, it's closer to the school, so next year, blah blah blah, you know, whatever. So she starts texting me, because at this point we were textually active, and we start talking, and she's like, "Oh well, I live like so and so streets down. You know, you can just come see me. It'll be like no problem." So I decided, you know, that'd be cool. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing her during whenever. So you know, summer, I have nothing else to do. What's it gonna hurt? So my parents, for those of you who know my parents, you know, you already know how they are. But for everybody else, my parents are kind of party people. So every weekend they'll go out, they'll drink, they'll have fun with their friends, and that's cool. But now that made it even easier for me to sneak out without getting caught. They go out one night, and I'm like, you know, okay, I'm just gonna wait a few minutes before, you know, before I make my escape and go see this girl. And yeah, so my parents leave. I decided to wait 20 minutes, you know, make sure they didn't forget anything, come back right away for whatever reason. So I wait, and then the rest of my family, well, my brother and sister, my cousins at this point, because they're already living with us, I don't know what they're doing, but I know in case they fall asleep and I'm stuck outside of the house, I'm just gonna leave the door cracked open just a little bit. Which, to be honest, wasn't completely safe. Someone could have broke in, but you know, I'm just a horny teenager. What do you expect? Open the door, leave. I go to this girl's house. So I go to Melinda's house, and I go through the alleyway. I jump over the fence. I sneak through her window, and we make out. We talk. You know, we have fun, laughs, whatever. You know, having a good time. But then I decide, okay, I've been here for about an hour. Let me go back home. You know, I go back home. My parents still aren't back because they party hard. You know, they're awesome. And then she texts me again. Oh, I want to see you again. I want to see you again. So immediately I go right back. And I decide, well, this happens like 4 or 5 times. Me and Melinda make out, we come, you know, I leave, go back, make out, leave, go back. But then finally I come back home, and my parents are already home at this point. Like, well, one of the times, the last time I went back, my parents had showed up a few minutes after I got there, and I was like, oh, thank God they didn't see me, you know, sneak back in. Actually, I was about to go to sleep too, but then I get another text, oh, I want to see you one more time, blah, 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 blah. And so I wait till my parents fall asleep. And you know, they've been drinking a little bit, so they'll be out cold. So I go downstairs, leave the door slightly cracked open again, and I go off to Melinda's house. I go back, you know, I jump over the fence, go through the window, this whole routine, and nailed it already. I could do that in like 20 seconds. This time is different though. I had no idea this was gonna happen. This is completely random. Me and her, we're making out, you know, we talk, make out some more, and this time Melinda gets her shirt, she picks it up over her head, throws it to the side, and she unbuttons her bra, and I see boobs for the very first time in person. And I don't know how old I was at the time, to a teenager, that is pretty big. Before this, I had never seen boobs in person. The only time I ever saw boobs was on a computer screen, Playboy magazine, National Geographic, late night HBO. So seeing this in person, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just saw that. And then she grabs my hand, puts it on her boobs, and I'm like, you know, this is insane. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me thus far in my life. So, you know, this night, now we don't have sex or anything, because, you know, whatever. Not even dry hand job, no fingering, nothing. We're just, you know, there hanging out, and she puts her shirt back on eventually, and I just lay there with her, just thinking like, this night has been so crazy. And then I didn't even realize how fast, you know, this time just went by, because it was already the daylight was already out. I was just laying there looking up at the ceiling with her. She was already like kind of half asleep, falling asleep. And then here I am, just you know, just laying there. But this is the craziest part of the story. Every single time I went back home, I didn't have to close the window, because, you know, I was the one who, you know, I just left and she would close the window behind me. But this time, when I opened the window, nobody closed the window. Not me, not her, nobody. So the window's wide open, the curtains are wide open, and, you know, anyone at this point could just walk by and see. And that's exactly what fucking happened. I was laying there, you know, and then all of a sudden I see somebody. From my peripheral vision, I can see someone like, oh shit. I turn, and for 5 seconds, me and this guy were just staring at each other. I didn't know who he was this time, but later on I find out it's her grandma's boyfriend. And we just lock eyes for like 5 seconds. It's unbelievable. I'm like, in my head I'm thinking, oh man, I am going to get fucked up. And after that time, I turn back around, he runs to the fucking front of the house. I just go, put my shoes on, jump out the fucking window, and run back to my house. And all I can hear behind me is, get back here! I don't know if he shook his hand in the air, but that's just what I imagine in my head. So, you know, I run, I go back, and I go all these different directions. I go through alleyways, I cut through, you know, all these different ways, because I do not want to get caught. And, you know, I'll make it back home, safe and sound. I take off my shoes, I go upstairs, and I lay down. And, you know, it's just... the night was crazy. There's more to this story, but I'll say that for another video. And that's the story of the first time I ever felt boobs. Stay classy, guys. I was more like into grandma's boobs, and that's exactly what fucking happened. For another video. But